Hello, Aries, and all seekers. How do you like the ambiance? There's a snow blizzard outside. And I thought it's suitable for you to be able to see from the window. All you can see is bright, clean white. Four of Swords, Temperance. The healing that it brings. The quiet, the serenity. When there's no sounds outside. Finally, for a moment, it feels like there's no sound within. Just breathe. The wind might blow a little bit, but your focus seems to be so clean and clear. You can keep blowing as much as it wants. Zen in a blizzard. There's a sense of peace and self-acceptance, coming to terms with oneself. Some of you are trying to practice meditation. Connecting mind to body to heart in balance. You realize that certain steps need to be taken lightly and gently so you don't wake anybody up. Maybe you wake up in the middle of the night. Maybe someone next to you is sleeping, but your mind is just not into sleeping. As your body dozes off, your mind awakes. Maybe you stare outside the window, maybe you go outside to the balcony or to the porch and look at the sky and look at the stars and think about your place in the world. And it's something you want to do on your own, even if there's people around you. You take a moment, you sneak outside and you just breathe in the quiet. What are you sensing, Aries? What are you picking up on? There's a gentle whisper trying to reach you, and you only recognize it in that moment of stillness. You hear it. It makes you shiver a little bit. Where did that sound come from? Who's this voice inside my brain? Is it my thoughts? I don't know. I don't think so. What is it, or who is it that is trying to signal at me? There's a telepathic wave and wave. Flowing in your veins, and when things were so loud you didn't recognize it, you didn't hear it, you couldn't or you wouldn't, but in this moment that I'm picking up on, it finds you. And maybe a tear rolls down your cheek as you remember, as you somehow manage to break through the mental boundaries that you've created around you to protect yourself from how you feel. 8 of Swords. Because it hurt too much, or you felt it too much. And you can't afford feeling too much. Because if you feel too much, it can hurt too much. And so you've wrapped yourself with a sense of intellectual safety. You need this, you don't need this, you want this, you don't want this. You go based off the checklist or the surface level information. And that's good enough and safe enough, but not in that moment. When you breathe in the stillness and it hits you, and you hear it, and you feel it, and maybe you cry it. And from that moment on, you can no longer ignore it. Who you truly are, what you truly feel. There isn't a thing in the world your brain can tell you that will bring you back into this ivory tower of melancholic peace that you've self-imposed on yourself to avoid feeling. So yes, it was tragic before, and yes, it failed before, and yes, you lost yourself, and yes, you simply lost. And yes, it took you a long time to rebuild. Your structure. But the heart and the soul, they can't ever be rebuilt because they can never be broken. They are this infinite, eternal, essence that you can't really cheat. It will remind you through the wires, through the cracks, through the windows. Just like air, you cannot completely block it from reaching you without dying. So is your love, so is your truth. You can't truly block it completely without dying. And so your own survival mechanism, which is the sharpest in the zodiac wheel, won't let you forget. It won't let you block. It won't let you deny. You've sealed the windows, you've sealed the cracks, but now you're gasping for air, so you yourself are going to break down your own walls. Seven of Wands in the reverse. Dropping the resistance, dropping the battle, dropping the escape, sitting still. King of Pentacles. You've created your foundations and your success and your daily routine and tasks. You've created your status and achievement. And it's a lot, but you've held on to it like it's everything. Nothing is ever everything. The Hermit. In a way, it made you lonely. And you're realizing it just now. Not necessarily alone, but you might be feeling lonely. And you thought that focusing on your craft, on your finances, on your job, on your title, on your responsibilities will fill it all up. It did. But just to a certain extent. Earth is vast, but it's never enough. The planet needs the water, the air, and the fire. And the more you try to escape everything else into one element, into one focal point, the more it evades you, and the more the rest hunts you down. And haunts you down. And memories start to come up from childhood, from elderly figures in your life, their guidance, their teachings, and you wonder, have I done enough? Have I done well? Of course you have. There's nothing for you to prove. Ace of Swords. The knowing. The aurita. The clear, sharp decision. Well, you'll know what to do. Once it hits you, and you'll know what to do. You'll know what to say. Something will start out of the blue, seemingly. Three of Cups. And joy will be back on the table, and flow, and ease. And it's a major transition and shift from feeling almost bound, barred, held back, to super fast movement into ease. Things will start, Ace of Swords, Three of Cups, things will start flowing in and out in a more natural give and take. You'll start expressing yourself. People will start expressing themselves to you. A newfound sense of trust in spirit and in the universe and in your ability to manifest. And I see you being celebrated somehow. Could be an event, a reward, an award, an acknowledgement. For some of you, a possible win. Oh, this blizzard is going to melt down nicely. Aries, you are setting fire to the blizzard. And you're turning it into pouring rain that turns into pouring rivers. Oh my gosh. It turns into the ocean. The sun, the stars, the star, and the death card. What a transition. He had to pop up and say hi. The devil. Sorry. The sun, the star, death, and the devil. Do you have it in more dramatic? Yeah, I'll buy and then give it to charity. Oh my goodness. Okay. A lot is going to come up into the surface. What you truly think, what you truly hope for, what you truly desire, what you truly want, and how truly powerful you are in your ability to get it and go for it. It's like coming up from the underworld into the upper world. It's from being in a cave to going out to the light. It's like the allegory of the cave, of people chained into only looking at the wall of the cave, and so they can only see the shadows of the people walking outside as the sun creates their shadows, and they look big and scary, so they don't want to go outside, and that's what exists. These shadows, it's what they see, it's what they perceive. But as they liberate themselves from the shackles, and someone goes outside and discovers that it's actually way smaller individuals, more bright and not really scary, it was just an illusion. Your mind was playing tricks on you, Aries. It was deceiving you into thinking that one thing is another. That something true and fair is shadowy and scary. That something shadowy and scary is true and fair. You realize that you've been deceived because you were self-deceiving. And your perception of the world with the sun and the star and the death and the devil is so brutally honest mid-month and on. Brutally honest, from the 19th and on, actually. There might be some similarities in your life to how it used to be, but it's going to feel completely different, and a lot of things are going to change to align with what you truly want and who you truly are. No more facade. No more hiding yourself from yourself. No more hiding your set of beliefs from yourself just because, I don't know, your environment taught you that it was weird. Whatever. A marching tune. You're playing a different tune, or you're marching to a different tune. And the old one doesn't have power over you anymore. Life is just kind of screaming at you that they want to be lived by you, explored. All the elements are screaming at you to come and swim, fly, play. And take risks. Because seemingly the risks that you've taken so far were not actually risks. It was things that you were used to doing. If you're an acrobat, walking a tightrope isn't a risk. seems to be risky for anyone else, but for you, it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you're going to start taking risks that are actual risks for you. Just because everyone else looks at you in awe because they can't do what you do doesn't mean it's a risk for you. You were born with it, or it's a second nature to you, or you've been doing it for so long. It's not even scary or exciting. You're going to take risks that for others seem mundane and normal, but for you, for example, sitting still for a second. For anyone else, it seems maybe easy or simple or standard. For you, it's almost like a death penalty to sit still. What will I do? Who am I in the stillness? Be still and you'll find out. Be still and you'll find out. I want to pull Gypsy Oracle for you guys. I'm just feeling inclined. I will continue this reading focusing on your love life. So the extended will be a look into you and your person of interest, etc., the dynamic, how things unfold, the nitty-gritties, and what will happen seemingly from the cards. And then we will also finish up with messages from the runes. Links are below. This is the perfect time to join Patreon. The extended is available on Vimeo and on Patreon. But over on Patreon, there's also tons of other VIP content. It's all of the signs for unlimited streaming. So check it out if you feel inclined. I'd be happy to have you there. And yeah. And after this, I'll give you spiritual homework, energetic homework for the month of February. But first, anything else we can tell Aries, my Aries seekers, for February from the Gypsy Oracle? Okay, Thief in the upright, joyfulness in the reverse, and fortune in the reverse. Aries, be very, very cautious who you trust this month, especially when it comes to your finances. Investments, partnership. Don't let anyone steal something underneath your nose. Also, I see while some people might be focusing on being happy over some sort of an accomplishment or success or win, someone will sneak, let's say there's a celebration of some sort. Someone will somehow sneak and quietly take something. It's very specific, very bizarre. Yes, don't trust this month people you don't absolutely trust for 2,000% with your finances. Don't give your passwords. Don't sign permission. Not a professional, not a family member, no one. Not this month. Not this month. If you have to, wait with it for March. That's why I rarely use the Gypsy Oracles, because they're so poignant, sometimes scary poignant. The runes have a similar character, which is why I tend to do them in the extended, but I might start using them on my channel soon. We'll see. We're kind of tiptoeing around it, figuring it out. Okay, so I'm going to grab my 22 major arcanas from my Big Rider Waite deck, because I want to focus on the shamanic spiritual energy of the tarot. This is not a foresight or part of the reading. This is for those of you who want to partake in harnessing the energy of whatever card comes for you in ways of expanding your consciousness and supporting the collective with the energy that you're guided by this to harness. Okay, I will link below the link to my class, from my Tarot Masterclass, relevant to whatever card will come out. So for those of you who want to know more about my input about it, you're welcome to check it out. If you're a Tarot Masterclass student, you already have it available. And if you are neither or not interested, you can simply take, what you know about the card. If you're at the Hochi and you have your own path with the tarot, that's perfectly cool. Either way, you're invited to partake in this homework. So, shamanic spiritual homework, please, for Aries for the month of February. You got 2. And you're in it. The Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this seems to really want to express itself into, okay, you are really guided to own up your life path in strong leadership. Okay, and these cards are intense when it comes to the world of matter and communicating with the universe. Turning the wheels of reality in order to turn the wheels of the metaphysics and vice versa. And this is also an evolution of the divine masculine archetype. I will link them below, and check them out if you want to. Okay, guys, I will see you in a second in the extended. Thank you so much for joining me here. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe, press the bell button for notifications, and comment your thoughts. I would love to know if this resonates with you and how. I appreciate you. I do. Stay magic, stay true. I love you. And go set fire to the blizzard.